Ooh, and I ain't have to pay.
I want to start us off by saying, hi, Ty.
Hey, Ty.
Also, go fuck yourself for not inviting me to game night. Just saying. Hot.
Yeah. You were working anyway.
You didn't know that. You couldn't invite me.
I knew that.
I told him.
I know your schedule.
That's creepy. But what's up, guys? What's up? Let's do this. Let's talk.
I'm ready. I'm ready to destroy people.
Hold on. Can we get like 5 minutes of conversation? What you guys been up to, man?
Not a whole lot. I've been trying to finish my basement a little bit more. It's been getting real sandy and dusty.
All right. What are you building? Like a man cave down there?
Yeah, something like that.
Ooh.
Just walling off some areas.
He's been digging a hole Buffalo Bill style.
Buffalo Bill style.
You know, Silence of the Lambs? Put the lotion in the bucket.
Not gonna lie, that totally missed on me.
I'm edit the video, the podcast, just to show some slight similarity between Tyler and Buffalo Bill.
I'm sure you could. That's what we did at the office one year. Is like my team dressed up as like Silence of the Lambs characters. I'm like, I've actually never seen it.
You never seen Silence of the Lambs?
No.
Still? Oh man. Yeah.
Can I be honest? I haven't either.
Wow. I don't know why I'm friends with people like you guys.
I don't watch
like
scary stuff.
It's not scary per se. It's more psychological. Clarice.
It sounds like he's sucking Clarice off. Like what? That doesn't seem scary to me at all.
I got your text message, Kenny.
Oh, you got it? Oh, cool. Oh, late after I sent it in Discord. So what you been up to, Ty? Talk to us.
Well, still black. You know what I mean? Respect it. I love it.
That's arguable.
Your mom loves it. But other than that, man, not really been up to anything else. Just kind of been doing this podcast with you guys. I think after the last time we had to take a break because shit got too spicy. Almost ended friendship. So we're back, and hopefully we remain friends after this.
So I just want to point out, Tyler, before you jump in there, right? You heard the joke about my mom that he made. So Tyrell is a known mother offender in our friends group. Tyrell has been talking about banging people's moms since high school, and this man has no respect. So for all the mothers out there that might know him and might be like, oh, he's such a nice guy, he's a nurse. He's been having some wild dreams about you, Mom.
Oh, yeah. If I was a nurse, I might too, though.
No, but he spends his time at the hospital cupping old men's balls, so don't get confused there, Tyler.
Yeah, but he's also around a lot of MILFs, probably.
Yeah, you got to balance it out. I mean, you got to be like, hey, I'm going to cuff this old guy's balls, but because I cuff this old guy's balls, I also got to hit on his mom. You know what I mean? It's kind of balance in the universe.
So black tie, right?
You're hitting on the old guy's mom.
It was just like,
what is she?
90?
Buried?
That's fine. If she wants to go out and fun, I'm here for it.
The necrophilia over here.
Yeah. I was just gonna say that ties into some weird shit.
Listen, you hear how he's not talking too loud, right, Ty? It's because he works at the same hospital as his girlfriend, who's in the next room. And he can't be talking about whether or not he works with pretty women, because who's about to show up on his wing every time he's on shift and just stare at him like, who you work with? Who are they?
It'll be like one of the animes where she just like appears behind him with fire in her eyes. Like, what did you just say?
So
I can't let you get.
Don't try your luck, Ty.
Any whoosies. Try to create small talk with you guys, but let's get into the bracket.
You've been missing out on some Back 4 Blood action with your busy schedule.
I know, man. I know. It's I'm not gonna lie to you. I just want to say that game is hard as fuck. And Kenny finally admitted that after the beta, because let me give you guys some backstory. When we were playing the beta, right? My man just kept getting down. We just kept getting fucked up, right? And Kenny was like, oh my God, it's just because y'all friendly fire. Motherfucker put the shit on veteran. So the actual game comes out and he hits me, and Kenny never, ever in his life apologizes for anything. Me and was like, hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, this game is hard as fuck. That's all I need to hear. That's all I need to hear. So thank you, Kenny. I appreciate you.
Erroneous. I don't see any proof of that. I don't think I remember sending that message.
Because Kenny needed the crowd to go alongside with him. Once he starts reading all the blog posts and things like that, saying, Back 4 Blood's actually pretty hard, and he's like, all right, I'll side with them.
I ain't going down by myself. Fuck. Mama ain't raised no bitch. But Todd, you have been missing out. That shit was good. Swarm has been fun. Swarm is definitely fun. I think the other night I played some Swarm with Sai and Murphy. He reappeared out of Florida. He's gone for for a while, but he reappeared onto Back 4 Blood, and we were destroying shit. Like, we were playing with some dude there. I'm not even like, it was like Sig Pig something, and like we were killing it. We were destroying cleaners within like a minute and a half. For many people that haven't checked it out, I got one clip with one of the Reekers. Call him Mike Tyson at this point. He just be throwing hands out there. Hands team. So the game has been, not gonna lie to you. I know me and White Ty, when we did the beta together, we tried playing Swarm. We had our reservations at first, but I reversed track on that, and I have a lot of fucking fun with that multiplayer. You know what I mean? So hopefully tonight it'll be a little mix of Back 4 Blood, a little mix of Dead by Daylight tonight, because we got the bootleg Sabrina the Teenage Witch drop tonight.
Yeah. You gonna try that new
the prop night?
That new game, prop night? Yeah,
I want to.
Seems alright.
Mm-hmm. I know. Tyler. You know what's funny? You know who said they want to get like a gaming PC ish? Black Tie.
Brandon. Oh, Black Tie wants to get a gaming PT.
Yeah, might try to
build you one.
Exactly. Tyler came through and helped me build mine.
I mean, if the PS5 is going to come out till 2026 for me to actually I might just get a gaming PC.
It's worth the investment. You can do a lot more than game on it.
Exactly. You can watch everything in 4K, if you know what I mean. Shout out Sai. Hey!
Does the word start with a P?
Hey! Listen. Actually, funny thing. Before we jump in, one more off-topic thing before we start these debates, right? So, like 3 episodes ago, I was supposed to ask you, Tyrell, what does Cyron think about aliens? Do you remember at all? If not, we move on quickly. But I was supposed to ask you, what does Cyron think about aliens?
I don't know the specifics, but I'm pretty sure his rationale would be that if aliens ever invaded, that his defense weapon was going to be fucking aliens. Because he feels like his dick game is good enough to where he can fuck an alien or two. And that, I don't really remember the specifics. But do you really need to know the specifics after somebody talks about just fucking aliens as like your defense mechanism?
Nah, not at all. I don't need the specifics after that.
Yeah. So that was the gist of it. My man's is weird.
I regret 100% asking now. Yeah. Fucking aliens. Wow.
I feel like those aliens would just like whip out a tentacle and be like,
"Yeah, like,
you ain't got shit on me."
Exactly. They're gonna they're gonna peg him. They're gonna be like, "Oh, it's my turn now." Like,
The problem is he doesn't watch the hood porn, so he doesn't go to like those websites we usually go to. He pays for his porn, so he gets to bypass the tentacle porn on the way to like the shit that we watch. So I don't think that he's aware of when aliens come like there's a possibility that he could be the one getting fucked by 1,000 tentacles. And I'm not gonna lie, my man's kind of got the fatty, so he's prime alien fuckable.
He's prime alien material.
Yeah.
Oh, yo, he's gonna definitely watch this and fucking call you right after he watches this.
That's fine. If I go missing after this podcast, just know it was him.
You just said he was prime alien material.
I'm just saying, he doesn't even know what the fuck they do, so they're gonna come down here, he's gonna think, oh, motherfucker on you, and they're gonna be like, you wanna fuck on you? You wanna fuck on me? I wanna fuck on you? You wanna fuck on Jack? You wanna fuck on Jack?
now the aliens are Asian too, so.
So my only last question about this, right? So Ty, my last question about this, and we put the rest, fuckable material for aliens, right? Who is the alien going first out of the friend group? Sai or Anthony?
Oh, Brendan.
All right, we got it there. Brother B is the first one the aliens are definitely going for.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right, Ty, lead us in. We gonna start from the bottom of this bracket, work our way up, or we want to start with that heavy hitting matchup right off rip?
Sailor Moon and Static Shock is a heavy hitting matchup.
Who you think is moving on here?
I'm gonna let White Tie go for that because I think both shows are pretty trash. So go ahead, White Tie.
What? You think both shows are trash? I think both shows are great.
Both shows are great. The problem is, Ty, is that Black Tie is actually suburban Tie. We just give him, enough hood credit on the podcast to call him Black Tie, not suburban Tie. So he never could connect to Static Shock. You hear me?
Jeez, that's unfortunate. I mean, I grew up in a freaking predominantly white small town with one black kid in my entire high school. And I even like Static Shock.
Exactly. That dude was like, yo, you watch Static Shock? And him and Tyler were like, yo, we boys. Like,
I just had this image of Ty watching Static Shock and him doing like the Leonardo DiCaprio meme where he's like, oh, that's Jeremiah. That's Jeremiah.
Oh my gosh.
That's the one black kid in our town right there.
Hey. That's offensive.
Oh, take a couple weeks off take a whole month off from the podcast, and this is what you get. If round 2 just got super offensive. we had aliens turning Asian. And
all right, Ty, go ahead. Please explain.
All right, I think what we talked about last time, Sailor Moon was your intro to animes growing up. Static Shock had all those cultural black superhero kind of things going on with it. So I don't know who to vote for. I want to hear what everyone else is thinking.
So I'm gonna take it one step further, right? Sailor Moon not just was like an intro to anime, but was it like an intro to hentai? You know, started, as you started hitting puberty, you started trying to see what Sailor Mercury looked like under that costume. And started those AOL searches.
Yeah, I don't know if I was doing that like as much growing up in high school, but
I didn't really have to search for them. They were kind of just there. It was always like Sailor Moon in some type of like porn scenario, and it was usually like her and Goku. I don't know, like if they had like a side thing going on. Or...
So you always bumped into it. So it was like kind of like the introduction of that as well. So you got, that maturity, that puberty. You were getting hit with it from a lot of sides with Sailor Moon. Static Shock for the culture, though.
You're not wrong.
Not Ty's culture, but for the culture.
Oh yeah, no, totally white Ty's culture. Static Shock is trash.
So
if I gotta vote, I think I gotta go with Sailor Moon because I'm a weeb.
If I gotta go with a vote as well, Sailor Moon. We're talking about one of the most iconic animes to drop. So
all right, Sailor Moon it is. Let's move on.
Sailor Moon moves on. This one.
Oh, this.
This one I feel is kind of tough, but I kind of told everybody
Not really.
how I'm rolling on this. It's second match of the next round is Powerpuff Girls versus Yu-Gi-Oh! So, can we all agree that this one right here is as much as we want to get Powerpuff Girls their dues, Yu-Gi-Oh's moving on, right?
Yeah, I don't even want to get Powerpuff Girl their dues.
Oh,
Here's
I want to go with Yu-Gi-Oh.
Black Tie's gonna argue it. I want to hear it.
listen. I would argue it, but due to a YouTube algorithm, Yu-Gi-Oh moves on, and let me explain it real quick. The other day, I scroll YouTube a lot. I don't really have social media, so YouTube is kind of like the way I found out about the world. So YouTube was like, "Hey, I'm going to show you this 25-second clip of a scene in Yu-Gi-Oh where Kaiba stops a gun with a Yu-Gi-Oh card." I don't remember this scene growing up, but I watched it, and my man's really threw card into the whatever the part of the gun is where like before it can shoot. Yeah, but he didn't throw it into the barrel. He like stopped it, and then it was like some security guard, and then my man's dropped security guard with like the hiya.
Oh yeah.
On that goofy.
Yeah, Kaiba was kind of a badass in that sense.
But when he dropped him, the card he used was like a baby dragon. And I was like, oh, okay, this is what we're doing. We're not even gonna, it's not even like Exodia or Blue Eyes. Like, my man stopped the whole gun. So after seeing that, Yu-Gi-Oh moves on, no questions asked.
Listen.
Anytime someone's dropping dudes with a Yu-Gi-Oh card, you got my respect.
Yeah, I feel like, yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! Just like in all aspects. I mean, the content of the show is great. It's also very memeable. You see so many YouTube videos. So I also watched a YouTube video that just randomly showed up in my feed, and it was that very first duel between Kaiba and Yugi, but instead of Yugi when he transformed into Pharaoh Yugi, it ended up being Tobey Maguire, and it was just a bunch of like Tobey Maguire clips being like, "Yeah, you can't beat me." It's like, but it was just like hilarious.
They've just been doing the Tobey Maguire memes to everything lately.
Yeah, I don't know why.
Yo, Toby coming in Spider-Man got everybody acting up with him.
So allegedly, we don't know yet.
But let's get back to it, right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Trashes Powerpuff Girls in this round. We won't even got to make an argument. Everybody just knows Powerpuff Girls and the Gang Green Gang and Mojo Jojo couldn't stand a chance against Yugi, Bakura, and Bandit Keith back there.
I'm going to take this next one.
Okay. Ty's taking it by the reins here.
We got Codename Kids Next Door versus Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Ooh. So, I'm going to start us off with the upset early. If we're talking about cultural impact, not even close. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay. But I feel like the better show, just the show, might be Kids Next Door. So I'm going to vote Kids Next Door. I will allow you to go. But again, if we're talking about just the show, I think Kids Next Door had more betters than.
So I want you to understand something, Tal, right? So I don't know if you've seen the reports, right? Sleeveless Myles Garrett gets drug tested 2 times after 2 games of going sleeveless, right? So when you did my boy Samurai Jack 30 in the first round, we were supposed to send you an anonymous drug test, right? And after you're voting right now, you'll be receiving a letter from my lawyers for another drug test that you're gonna have to succumb to because you're fucking smoking something.
Give me one memorable episode in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Give me one in Codename Kids Next Door. Exactly.
Touche.
By your own fucking by your own fucking logic. Answer.
You weren't supposed to come back with any.
Listen, most people forgot about Codename Kids Next Door until you bring it back up. No one forgets the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Okay.
I mean, I don't forget about Codename Kids Next Door. I think it's a pretty good show.
Tyler,
I mean,
if you
I can't remember specific episodes of it, but I remember like plots and themes that they had. They had action, they had romance, they had kids going up against the man, the adults, and there's just a lot more to remember about that show than
A lot better character
Mutant Ninja-
development than it was in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I want y'all to know, I went for.
you went to space.
I picked up the Zoa for a reason, right? Because I wanted all the smoke. So we got Hamster Tyler, most likely voting for Codename Kids Next Door. I'm gonna need reference checks in this show to make sure there was any hamsters in it, because that might be leaning his vote that way. Let me get the reference check.
You know, if I'm being honest, I think there were hamsters in Codename Kids Next Door, and they put them in little hamster balls, and they sent them to attack their enemies. And
But my man, they were raised by a whole rat. Hamsters and rats are the same fucking thing. They're rodents, bro.
What? No, hamsters are like guinea pigs.
I'd rather have a guinea pig in my fucking house than a rat.
That's what? Okay. What's the votes here? Because I'm Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Sounds like both of you guys are sliding Codename Kids Next Door. I got a whole lot of smoke to hand out for the rest of the show. So I'm not going to.
It's the better show. It's more
right.
memorable.
TNT. All right. TNT lost. Okay. I marked that off. Wait for it. Let's go. Let's move on. Pick up the next one, T. What's the next matchup?
Todd, that's you.
Oh, you want me to go into this one?
Yeah. Hey, go ahead. We'll kind of.
Okay, so Street Sharks versus Rocket Power. So I think we talked about last time. I've never seen Street Sharks. So, I mean, my vote's just got to go with Rocket Power, the woogity woogity, the sand and the potato salad, the Tito man, and, Reggie, Otto, all those guys.
Yeah, we don't even got to make this a conversation in my eyes. Let's just move on.
All right. I know, you know what? I didn't waste my energy here. I'm going to keep my slander for when I need it. Street Sharks lost. That's Rocket Power lost. All right. Captain Planet versus the substitute here, Jackie Chan Adventures. We're putting every win that Jackie Chan Adventure gets asterisks. That was a lockout season. They played a NBA lockout season, and that's the only reason they're moving on. So I don't care for Jackie Chan Adventures as right now because they got my boy Samurai Jack's blood on their hands. So I'm voting against them every step of the way.
Hey, that was a good battle.
My boy,
you can't blame him for that.
My boy Captain Planet and Mai Tai holding strong. I'm hoping they win out this round. Okay. If anybody was cultural and world unity, it was my boy Captain Planet, not this.
In the words of Jackie's uncle, I will say, because Jackie Chan Adventures is definitely better than Captain Planet.
Where's Uncle Roger? We should have invited Uncle Roger in here because I'm pretty sure fried rice wasn't cooked the proper way. Fried rice was cooked the Jamie Oliver way in the Jackie Chan Adventures. He wouldn't approve. Okay. So let me hear it.
I'm just gonna say I always felt like there was some type of like racial element to Captain Planet, which made me feel uncomfortable. I even felt that way as a kid. He actually wasn't very cool. Like I get it, but it was a little weird. Like this superhero, just green, just hanging out with kids. It really never rubbed me the right way. And who really remembers Captain Planet? To be honest with you, like no one really does. No one's like,
Yeah, so
snap.
where does he come? Where does he come from? Where does he go after he's done saving the planet with the kids?
He
It's like
disappears into the rings. He's separated by the rings.
But why we always got to get the rings to like just pick up the trash and recycle it? Like I don't. Understand.
why don't they just wish for him to be a real human, like the genie in Aladdin?
They did.
'Cause he's
and
only here to, like-
they did wish for him, and he ended up being Al Gore and lost the presidency. So it didn't work out. It didn't work out.
That's what happens.
We just call Al Gore Captain Planet. What a reference. What
So
a reference.
let me just hear it. Let me hear it out of the horse's mouth.
Yeah, let's not waste time.
Jackie Chan Adventures
Captain Planet was-
moves on, right?
oh yeah, it was.
Yeah, it's my vote.
All right, what we got here? We got what? Doug, whatever that is. Doug. I hope we get a cease and desist for all that humming. So Doug's playing, what is it? Did Doug have like three strands of hair on his character? 3 strands of hair. I don't remember Doug like that. Doug versus gargoyles.
I'ma just keep the tunes coming.
On the trash can, bang it. On the street light.
Yeah.
No, Kenny. Listen, it's not even a contest. I mean, they just had the bangers, bro. Banging on a trash can, drumming on a street light. The bars are just there for you all day.
Oh yeah, that was a hit.
Gargoyles didn't have bars, bro.
Listen, we're gonna move on, right? Doug wins that one. No, it's
Do you
cool.
want to argue?
No, there's no argument. You guys both already leaning Doug. Listen,
Oh,
I'm not wasting time with
what was
lack
the
of slang.
Gargoyle theme song?
Where if you mess up this next pick, I will disconnect from this fucking podcast and I will fucking drive to your house and I will beat your ass alive on camera. Do not fuck up this next pick.
What next pick? I don't know what you're talking about.
I think this is you. The next pick.
Okay, well, this is a big one, guys. Not really much of a contest in my opinion, but Dragon Ball Z
Fuck this.
versus Recess.
Kenny, where we at? Where you at on this?
Recess.
No, you're not. Bullshit.
Recess, definitely the better show. You know.
Yeah, what's your argument?
Come on. If you can name, without Googling it, at least 5 of the 7 characters, or at least 5 of the main friend group,
You use
the main
that
friend
tactic in the first
That's
round.
fine,
You can't
because I
use
know
the
you
same
can't.
tactic in the
I
second
know
round.
you can't. Okay, what's the principal's name?
I don't know, but name me
And Dragon
how
Ball Z
many
moves on.
episodes? How many episodes Goku had to yell for in the Frieza arc? Count
He's
them.
still yelling.
He's exactly. He's still trying to
Oh, point.
transform.
Yo, if you take as much.
Does anyone
beef as that
transform in
man
Recess? I don't think so.
Listen. I got through more story content in Recess across 5 afternoons than I did in one of Goku's transformations.
There's no story in Recess. They spend every single episode at school, on the playground, and that's it.
And that's not story enough.
No.
More story than Goku just stumbling onto power.
Nah.
People know how I feel about that. Rewatch that episode we got. Goku being overrated.
Yo, Kenny, you.
What we did
are
miss on this list is Ed, Ed, and Eddie. We forgot that one.
You know who to blame on that. You know who to blame on that. Suburban Ty.
Kenny, I just want to say, Dragon Ball Z moving on. This isn't a contest, but for the living embodiment of Randall. There's a fucking weasel.
This is true. Yeah.
For no
Yeah.
reason.
Yeah. If you gave Randall some darker shades of skin, then look just like him.
All right. The last matchup of this Sweet 16, right?
Ooh. Ooh.
X-Men, the animated series, right? Versus Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Starring Courage, the Cowardly Dog.
I'm going here, X-Men, the animated series, because anybody that actually had an amazing Saturday morning childhood watched this marvelous animated series. Superb. It was amazing. Some of the best story content you might get for a superhero animated series. One of the best portrayals of my boy from Mr. Sinister, one of my favorite villains that the X-Men take on. And, you know, it spawned this same animated series. If we talk about spawning memes, spawned our very own Wolverine holding the picture meme. You get me? Came from this animated series. So, let me hear it, Ty. We know Tyler's kind of hanging over to the Courage the Cowardly Dog. He was a hamster guy. He was a anime guy. Didn't like superheroes. Where you standing, Ty?
This is tough because I know a lot of people love the X-Men animated series, but for me growing up, I was kind of too young when it was out, and I really didn't like get into comics at that time. If you give me a vote, which part of this podcast, so I guess I get a vote, I'm going to go with Courage. Because Courage was a very different show. I don't remember a show before Courage kind of being like creepy enough to where it was like scary, but at the same time, it wasn't like too scary for you to watch as a kid. And Courage has some memorable episodes. Again, I didn't really watch X-Men, so I can't really speak on it too much. But if we're talking about strictly shows, I think Courage did more for me than X-Men did.
I just want you guys to.
I mean, Kenny, you think I'm Courage, but I don't think I really am. I mean, thinking back to when I did watch Courage, there were some episodes that intrigued me, but I think when I was growing up watching it, I mean, there were some episodes that scared the shit out of me too, because it's like, this is whacked, and I don't want to watch this anymore because it's too weird, and I don't like this. But yeah, X-Men was really cool. Probably one of like the only real like superhero movies that I watched aside from like Teen Titans and like all that growing up. But I mean, I think I would put my vote on X-Men for this one.
Okay. Very surprising. I was ready to proclaim the next debate we have. I'm not wasting my time by only debating the ties. That I bring in some heavy guns on my side next time.
Yeah, a four-person debate.
A 4-person debate with Brother B in here.
Nobody believes his opinion. All you gonna be like, yeah, word, bad.
Word, yeah.
Cool,
Yeah,
yeah.
no.
Yeah, nah, fuck that. Fuck that show. You know. Alright, so we are moving on. That we got it. We're down to our 8 matches. We moved on from the the Sweet 16 down to 8 matches now.
Ooh.
So we're gonna start from the bottom up because I want to end with that top matchup on this round. We're gonna pick up X-Men versus Dragon Ball Z.
That'd be Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, I mean, again, Dragon Ball Z is gonna be a hard out, bro.
Yeah.
X-Men, but you know.
What?
No, you're a liar.
Trolling. They're trolling.
Dragon Ball Z moves on there. All right. I don't care who wins this one because I don't care about either one. Doug versus Jackie Chan. Let's go. Let's hear it.
So, are we gonna argue this?
I don't know. What are you going for?
I'm going Doug. Doug is making it to the final four.
Gosh, I don't know. Both of these had like a really kind of like big part in my life growing up. Jackie Chan Adventures was, I mean, it was about Jackie Chan, man. Like this guy, it's ridiculous actor who did all these stunts and everything, but then Doug was just kind of like coming of age. It's like, oh, these other like kids are doing these like crazy things and banging on trash cans and streetlights and haha big nose, and he had a dog, and man, I don't know which direction to go here.
Sounds real tough.
I mean, it's not really tough.
You're not having a vote, Kenny?
Oh, I'm waiting. My vote's gonna come in depending if I gotta be the split decision here. You know?
I mean, you're gonna have to be, because I'm Doug. I'm Doug all the
Yeah,
way.
I gotta go Yeah, I'm gonna go Jackie Chan, just because, I mean, I'd be in like my room like practicing like karate like all the time, like after watching Jackie Chan, trying to do stunts and shit.
So here comes the petty vote, right? So you guys remember, right? We'll look at the camera. I'm not even gonna look at these guys. So for people who watched the first episode where we did the first round, right? You guys remember who like sliced and was like, "Yo, Samurai Jack dies here in this round."
Oh,
Suburban
you
Tie,
got the
right?
theme song wrong,
Suburban
guy.
Tie, was it not? So you see his affinity. He's like, "Yo, Doug is moving on." He's like, "That's my boy." But Doug dies here. He dies here in this round. Jackie Chan Adventures moves on.
That's why no one likes you, Randall. You fucking nerd.
Damn snitch.
Goodbye, Doug. Buried.
Wow.
I'll take it.
Ooh, I like this one too. Another one that I don't care about. It is Rocket Power. Codename Kids Next Door.
You don't care about Rocket Power? Can't have an opinion about Rocket Power?
I'm here just trying to decide fates. Swinging the pendulum.
For this one, I mean, this one's kind of pretty easy for me, I think. I mean, I gotta lean towards Rocket Power.
What about you, Ty?
I'm taking a round off after that fuckboy stunt you just pulled.
Oh, the tears of Doug rolling down his eyes. Banging on the trash cans to death.
Boo hoo 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 hoo. Boo hoo 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 hoo.
Y fuera. Y fuera. Hitting you with the sábado gigante right there. So he doesn't care. We're gonna move on. Rocket Power, like Ty said, with the woogity woogities. All right, the heavy hitter of this round right here, the last matchup, because we went from the bottom to the top. Yu-Gi-Oh! Sailor Moon. Thoughts here? I know where I'm leaning on this one. Are we all leaning in the same spot?
The two animes.
The two animes. Are we leaning in the same spot on this one?
So I got something
I think
need
so.
to say. Cut this Sailor Moon shit out right now. This Sailor Moon shit has lasted long enough. Just because you were out there doing weird, funky fucking karate moves and going to fucking touch yourself in weird places and finding yourself in Sailor Moon, cut that shit out. Sailor Moon is not a competition here. All right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Still has the bangers. This is not a conversation. We're moving on. That's it. That's it. We're done. We're killing fucking Sailor Moon and all that weird shit, Ty.
Well, what about Sailor Earth and Sailor Mars, Sailor Venus,
Mercury.
Sailor Uranus?
It's stuck in Exodia dick. All right. Throw them motherfuckers in the ocean just like Weevil did.
All right, Yu-Gi-Oh! Moves on.
You never thought about sailing in Uranus?
Nope.
Oh,
The amount of drip that Pegasus has might give fucking Yu-Gi-Oh! The ultimate win, but we'll see.
Sailor Moon dies at the end of this round.
Yu-Gi boy.
Oof, looking like a massacre right now. Oh man, where
Didn't Sailor Moon die in one of those episodes, and didn't her like posse bring her back?
Wow.
Yeah, I think she like got knocked out, and then the guy Sailor Moon character had to like rescue her and save her.
Dang,
Yeah,
what-
isn't that the same dude from Smash Bros?
Wow. Wow. Wow.
Get out of here.
All them
Wow.
motherfuckers together.
Yo, can we mute
Yeah.
him with like around the horn, like mute him for
Yeah.
for a little bit? Mute him for a little bit.
You're out for 45 seconds.
I think I can. Where is it? Let me see. Mute. You got muted for at least a little bit. Hit him with the mute. You're muted right now.
on Kenny's end at least.
Miss Dobin. Or your mom. Yo, I'm about to call your mom right now and be like, hey.
Oh, jeez,
Mom.
Kenny. You don't even want to hear what he's saying.
I hear him now. He's over here talking about calling my mom and shit. I unmuted him. Jesus. All right. So, this guy over here just bringing up my mom nonstop. All
I was
right. So
muted.
we're now in the Elite Four.
Oh.
I thought Pokemon got knocked off.
Yeah.
Well, you mentioned the Elite Four.
Yeah, because we're down to four last.
Oh, come on. We're not going to mute him for that
No, I know.
matchup, bro. Yeah, mute him for like 10 seconds.
You know what? You got it, Tyler. You asked for it. We giving him the 10-second treatment right there. nice little red mute button on the bottom right hand corner of his face. Treating it like the round the horn right now. We'll bring him back now.
Pokemon.
And we bring him back as he says Pokemon. Damn, where do we want to start with this?
All right, what's the first matchup? Just go first matchup. Whatever first matchup.
All right. Hey, that's Yu-Gi-Oh! Versus Rocket Power. You guys know where I'm standing here. You know what I mean?
Man,
I really
Rocket-
want to make a case for Rocket Power.
Rocket Power was the
but
show
Yu-Gi-Oh! had
growing up.
so many memorable moments.
Exactly. Like,
You asked for from a show.
it had it all, man. They had it all. Like,
Mhm.
But the first season of the show, they didn't even play the game right.
no one cares. I don't think they ever played the game right. Not even throughout till the end. Because you really think about it,
right?
Yami was just cheating. That heart of the card stuff, he was slicing the deck how he needed to.
So, sleight of hand.
Yeah,
He's
sleight of
he had
hand.
cards in his sleeve the whole time.
Swear to God, I'm like, okay, so you haven't pulled Dark Magician all game, but when you need him the most, here goes Dark Magician and some magical hats at the same time. And my mans can never hit Dark Magician under those hats. But
He just played shitty duelist.
listen, nah, simmer down, because we all remember when he played Pegasus that first time. Pegasus was like, I'm taking your grandfather. Yugi boy, come get your grandfather.
Well, again, that was the arc where they didn't play the game right.
Listen, you had a whole pedophile playing card games against kids. That was Pegasus right there. Pegasus legitimately was hitting on Yugi all of season 1. Like, we were being introduced into real life things. He lured this child onto his island.
Not
There were
just
a lot of children.
Children.
Exactly. What's the dude that didn't hang himself? That was him right there. That was Pegasus.
Listen, I'm moving Yu-Gi-Oh! On just because the amount of drip that I mentioned before that my man's Pegasus had throughout the entire show. There's not a cleaner character that I can think of in my childhood than Pegasus.
I'm not gonna lie, Pegasus did have the drip and the swag to go with it. You can't just have
Like
the drip.
Kaiba was a bad motherfucker, and Kaiba should have been like,
Cold.
yeah, he should have been a protagonist.
He should have. The fact that he ended up being kind of like an anti-hero right in the middle, I liked it. Don't make him full hero. He was still like, yo, fuck it, I'm still gonna fucking beat you, but we're gonna save the world. But I'm still better than you.
But he had to, because my man's Pegasus was like, not only do I got more drip than you, I'm cleaner than you, I got this eye that I can see everything, and I'm undressing you with this eye, and I'm richer than you.
Yo,
Even though you built the game, like I'm still a king of it.
can we talk
Pegasus,
about how can we,
I mean, I think we could do a whole rank system on just like all the Yu-Gi-Oh characters. 'Cause, I mean, I'm thinking about Duke Devlin. How about him?
Duke was
Do you remember
dope.
him?
Yeah, with the dice, right?
Yep, Dungeon Dice Monsters.
Dungeon Dice Monster, no bullshit. I look back and I tried finding the Dungeon Dice game, the real life one, on eBay. That shit was like $100. Almost bought it. But then I said, who the fuck am I gonna play this with? Right? But that shit right there was such a great filler arc, right there with the Dungeon Dice Monsters.
I thought it was super cool.
Oh yeah, I love the difference right there. But top two characters and top three, right? Hot take, right? Top three for me in Yu-Gi-Oh character
I
wise.
hope he's.
Pegasus
You better
number
say
one,
Yep.
number two Kaiba,
You better say it.
number three Bandit Keith.
Bandit
Keith. Oh my gosh. Seriously?
My boy
MAGA
Bandit
supporter
Keith.
of Yu-Gi-Oh.
My boy Bandit Keith wanted to hand out the smoke to everybody. Bandit Keith was just brought on to be the middle red state American who just showed up and was like, "Oh, you think I lost? Nah, I'm taking this shit by force. America, bitch, America." With his stars and stripes bandana out there, looked like the same person Kid Rock was singing to. I'm a cowboy, baby. Bandit fucking Keith.
I thought you were gonna say Merrick. I liked him as a character.
Merrick was good, but not overtopping Bandit Keith. Bandit Keith said, "Fuck it." Try pulling the strap out on Pegasus. But we settled, right?
Yu-Gi-Oh on.
Yu-Gi-Oh beats Rocket Power. Perfect.
Woogity woogity woogity.
All right, we got Jackie Chan Adventures versus Dragon Ball Z.
Can we dat this shit
Oh.
too?
Jackie Chan could kick Goku's ass.
Is that where you line your vote, Tyler? On Jackie Chan?
No, I'm voting for Dragon Ball Z because I'm a weeb.
I was hoping you would have dropped it on Jackie Chan so I could see Ty's soul leave his eyes. You know what I mean? As I voted Jackie Chan as well to be petty.
Well, let's get to the creme de la creme.
Here we go. Are we surprised at all after these brackets were made that at the end the two to meet each other ends up being Dragon Ball Z and Yu-Gi-Oh on the final round? Are we surprised?
I'm not too surprised.
How's about Yu-Gi-Oh?
What'd you say, Ty?
I'm not surprised.
Yo, well, which tie?
Well, I know White Ty said he's not surprised. Suburban Ty, what were you trying to say?
Yo, Dragon Ball, I knew it was gonna be a tough out.
But you're slightly surprised you made it all this way?
It wasn't even a Saturday morning cartoon, if we're being honest. Come on.
Which one, Dragon Ball?
Yeah. Yu-Gi-Oh, on the other hand,
Saturday,
definitely was.
early in the morning.
I don't think it did.
All right. So, right? Let's break this down. Right? Yu-Gi-Oh! Let's start with plot, right? Let's go like almost via season, right? Dragon Ball Z, we're
Okay.
not counting Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball Z start first season we're really counting is that Saiyan arc, right? When Raditz shows up, Vegeta.
So we're starting with Dragon Ball?
No,
Starting with
we're not starting with Dragon Ball. We're skipping Dragon Ball, right? Dragon Ball is not included in this argument. So it's
No, I mean like we're starting with Dragon Ball Z, talking about the plot.
yeah, we're talking about the plot right there, smack dab in the Saiyan arc. Let's go by arc. Saiyan arc versus that Duelist Kingdom arc. In regards to plot and in that arc, which one would you take? Which one do you prefer in that one? The Saiyans arriving, finding out he's from outer space, Raditz and all that good stuff, or Yugi having to roll up to Duelist Kingdom to get his grandpa back, take on Pegasus, take on Kaiba, Exodia getting thrown off the boat, all of that good stuff.
I would take Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Duelist Kingdom arc over the Saiyan arc. I feel like after the Saiyan arc is when Dragon Ball Z really ramped up. The Saiyan arc was not the best of Dragon Ball Z.
How do you feel, Suburban Ty?
You break these shows down to 2 arcs, though.
I know.
We're just starting with this first one.
Starting with this first one like this, all right? If anything, because the Yu-Gi-Oh arcs last a little longer, you can make the argument because they last longer than that Saiyan arc. You can maybe couple the Saiyan arc and the Frieza arc, but you also have to take, as even if the Frieza arc, right, and the Planet Namek arc, you got to take points off for how trash kind of the beginning of the Saiyan arc was. It doesn't start off too hot. It picks up after. If I'm gonna be honest, that Saiyan arc picks up pace after Vegeta kills Nappa.
Yep.
At first, you're like, "Oh, the Saiyans are here. They got green guys attacking people," and then Nappa gets clapped up, and Vegeta's like, "Yo,
it's hands down the least memorable of the Dragon Ball Z arcs."
And Yu-Gi starts off with a banger with the Duelist Kingdom. What you think? We're going off of points here. We're not just deciding the winner off of just one argument. This is a multifaceted argument here because it's to crown the champion. Oh, he had to disconnect. He's having technical difficulties right now because he's struggling with his soul. We can't hear you, Ty. I don't know what you did to yourself. Fix yourself.
Now?
Yeah.
Don't really remember the Duelist arc.
The Duelist Kingdom arc?
Yeah. Which one is that? Is that the one where it ends where Pegasus almost murders this dude's life but relinquished?
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much.
I don't remember the beginning of that.
Okay, so we'll treat them both
like a tournament, but pretty much all I remember. And then I remember the end. So maybe
they had to collect their star chips on their bracelets. They had to take people out and take their chips and get into the castle.
Well, for the sake of time, we'll go 2 against 1 here, and we'll move on.
All right, so then we'll move on to the next spot, right? So are we treating the Frieza arc as part of that argument, or are we giving it its own due?
Frieza arc.
And on Namek, Super Saiyan, blow up Namek. Is that its own thing?
I mean, when you throw the Frieza arc in, it definitely brings them closer together.
Exactly.
If you did want to go that way,
that's why I asked. Because the Duelist Kingdom arc is pretty long to try and compare it to just the Saiyan arc, which gets wrapped up pretty quickly, you know?
Yeah.
And moves
Sorry,
on.
I had a moment of lapse of judgment. I was thinking, when you said Frieza, I'm thinking Vegeta. Yeah, okay, I remember now.
Okay. So, we'll go like that, all right? We did the opening arcs. You want to go just Saiyan arc, most of Duelist Kingdom, 2-1 right there. Yu-Gi-Oh takes at least the beginning arcs, right? When we start bridging other arcs, so we'll couple the arc of the Android Saga and the Cell Saga together, because the Android Saga doesn't last too long. That one gets wrapped up pretty quickly and gets practically absorbed into the Cell Saga as well.
Yep.
Battle City Tournament then. Which one are you citing there?
I mean, I gotta go with Dragon Ball Z there because that's like probably the best sagas of the series. Like the Cell series is hands down like the most exciting and exhilarating, and there's so much character development there within that series.
Bet. So right there, there's 101 on the arcs, right? You got one. Dragon Ball Z got one. Who sticks the landing at the end better? Does anybody remember how the Yu-Gi-Oh ends?
Didn't they end up going to Egypt or something?
Yeah, they go to Egypt. They have their monumental battle. The creme de la creme. This is the moment that Yugi needs to beat the Pharaoh, so the Pharaoh's soul can move on in peace. You know? And of course, last battle of Dragon Ball Z, Boo versus Goku and the giant spirit bomb. So looks like Suburban Tide I don't think he made it to that battle between the Pharaoh and Yugi.
No, I have. Again, it's been a while. After that Pegasus thing, it was kind of.
So, in emotional weight, the Pharaoh and Yugi fight holds more emotion, right? Because this is every step of the way. You got the Pharaoh holding no holds bar, even pulls out all three gods on Yugi, right? Holding nothing back. He's like, yo, you need to beat me at. Huh?
I got. What are we holding more weight then?
He definitely holds more weight emotionally than Goku taking on Boo. And you know how I feel about that Boo saga, Ty. We're gonna sit here and bring back one of my points about Goku, right? And that Boo saga being the weakest. Even though the Saiyan saga was weak, the Boo saga is even weaker.
I disagree with that.
Still strong ass saga.
Which one?
I'm saying the Boo saga still had moments. You're calling it weakest of a fucking of a still strong ass show.
Listen, the Boo saga is only strong because of one person, and let's not start this argument again. You know who the real main character of this show is. Who
got bodied by Deborah? Come on,
let's not do that. Let's not do that. Let's not bring this back. The real main character, the real hero of this Boo saga, Vegeta. Okay. Vegeta's the only reason that Boo saga was fire.
Listen. I love both you guys. But I'm with our listeners here. We're wasting way too much time on this. There's a clear answer here, and it's fucking Dragon Ball Z.
Oh my god.
It's not even a battle, bro.
Oh my god.
It's not even a battle. Don't give me this emotional fucking. Oh my god, it was so emotional watching Yugi take on his Pharaoh friend. Fuck out of here.
Was.
Come on. Goku been doing that shit on a fucking Tuesday morning, bro. Let's get this shit out of here, bro. It's fucking Dragon Ball Z. Let's declare the winner. Come on now, even Ty shaking his head because he knows it's not a fucking argument.
Yeah, in the Boo saga, you had the fusions come into play. That was the first time that happened. That was the whole new aspect to the game. The fusions with the dance and the earrings. So two different types of fusions.
Exactly. They brought
the Majin powers that Vegeta and all things had.
Two fusions that should have ended the saga. The boys turned into Super Saiyan 3 fusion. Should have ended it, right? Didn't.
They were strong enough.
Yes, they were. They weren't. Then Vegeta shows up and should have ended it. But no, we need Goku to end it by himself.
Listen.
To stroke his ego.
Yu-Gi-Oh had one Pegasus. Dragon Ball Z had two of those. Back to back. Frieza and Cell. Our Pegasus on steroid. The amount of drip those two fucking characters have, I mean, come on, bro. There's not even a competition.
Listen, I'm not going to give no slander against Frieza. The English voice actor just passed away, so in honor of him only, not because I'm succeeding a loss to you, Suburban Ty. In honor of Chris Ayers, who just recently passed away, I'll succeed this loss.
Wait. Before you succeed this W to Dragon Ball Z, right? I got one more proof in the pudding that this show should move on. Kenny, what is one of your favorite fucking songs? Your favorite songs that you find yourself singing when we're playing Xbox or just casually singing? Go ahead.
I don't know.
You don't know?
Mm-mm.
Huh? You don't want to sing it for the people?
What song?
How does it go, Ty?
Dragon Ball Durag? Is that not one of your favorite songs?
I plead the fifth.
Dragon Ball Z moves on, man. No, let's cut this shit out. It's done. It's a deserving winner. Yu-Gi-Oh had its moment in the sun, but Dragon Ball is just a fucking force. We can do this again.
It was a good battle.
Try to come up with another bracket, but Yu-Gi-Oh's
Listen,
not the business.
if ever we do this again, Dragon Ball gets excluded. Can't come in here with that amount of force. You know.
That's fine. That's
Next debate can't be Saturday morning cartoons. We'll have to figure something out. Another debate, something worthwhile, right?
Late night cartoons.
top tier Google searches. But
you know what I would love to discuss with you guys? I would love to discuss. I know me and Kenny talked about this. Ty, you're more than welcome to join in on this. Bring conspiracy theory to the show, and we could kind of all discuss one conspiracy theory that we have, kind of delve into why we believe it, and make jokes about it.
That's a good one. I don't mind it. We'll definitely get that scheduled up. This was good. Even though, there was a lot of pettiness being thrown around in these debates. A lot of cartoons that met fates they shouldn't have met. Samurai Jack. Right? Shouldn't have never lost in the first round, but
send them back to the past.
Exactly. Samurai Jack ran into Aku over here.
Samurai Jack ran into Jackie Chan and lost.
Listen here. Listen. Doug ran into Jackie Chan and also lost. Just so Ty can feel what I felt as well. But this was fun. I enjoyed doing these debates with you guys. And you got anything for the people, Ty? Suburban Ty?
No, honestly, thank you, Ty, for giving us your time. I'm glad we could do this again. We really got to do these more often, really get on a schedule. I know we talk about that all the time. Our listeners probably like, shut the fuck up. But no, thank you guys both for your time. This has been awesome. And I look forward to doing this again.
Thanks for having me on, y'all. It was a good time. Being able to debate my old loved childhood cartoons.
I know that Tyler definitely... I know he didn't want to return after his hamster shows. Hamster Runner and Hamtaro lost out in the first round.
The only one of those was the hamster show.
We gotta start vetting who we have on this podcast, because I totally would have been like, nah, if I knew he was out here watching hamster shows.
Listen, with our average of 4 listeners, we definitely should be able to still vet our guests. So, listen,
hey, I don't know, man. You might get a whole influx of listeners, and they're not going to want me to leave.
Listen, you never know. We did out from 4 average of 4, we hit 9 with the last podcast, right? On podcast services, and you never know. They might have just gravitated. One would have been like in the hamster subreddit, like, yo, one of these guys into hamster shows. He was watching Hamster Runner, and they were like,
oh, yeah.
Yo, put them on. We got 5 more listeners because of time. But no bullshit. This was fun. I'm glad we decided to go with Tyler as our first guest, because it provided the laughs, it provided the insight into his childhood that we were looking for. All throughout all this time of our friendships with him.
Well, there you go. There you have it. I like hamsters.
Listen, they're kind of cute, even though Suburban Type thought they were rodents. We'll have somebody fact check that,
They are.
But
thank you.
Who said after the podcast, I'm gonna check it, and if it's not, I want apologies for Samurai Jack losing in the first round. Okay.
You ain't getting shit from me.
Fucking. Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna beat your ass one day. I want the listeners to know that he's been straddling the line of getting his ass beat, and it's gonna happen. And if it does, it's gonna be posted in the YouTube channel. You can catch it at youtube.com/TGC The Gaming Corner. All right.
Ty, where can we catch you at?
Sheesh, I don't know. I'll plug a Level With You, I guess. At Level With You on Twitch. Maybe it's sometime in the future. Level With You.
Listen, he might be rebranding.
Maybe.
But he might be returning to the streaming space. Might be seeing some of those, JRPGs. Some of those, possible.
What's the next big one coming out? Shin Megami Tensei 5 coming out.
That one looks fire. I wouldn't mind jumping onto and watching those streams, but do look out for that and expect Tyler to return. I had too much fun not to have Tyler return for another conversation. And thank you guys for listening. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. We're going to be dropping those ASMR videos with Tyrell very soon.
And you guys can catch me at Kenny's mom's house. Bye.
Oh my God, my mom's house.